Yeah, it'd be.
Okay, I got 7. You guys ready?
Yep. You bet.
Okay. Good evening. I'd like to call the Fairiesburg City Council meeting to order on Monday, December 20th, 2021, 7 p.m. Could I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Blease,
Here.
Councilmember O'Donnell,
Here.
Councilmember Carlson,
Here.
Councilmember Montgomery, Councilmember Sias,
Here.
Councilmember Murdoch, Councilmember Kate.
Here.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I request that we excuse Councilman Montgomery. Support.
I have a motion and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Number 3, invocation by Councilmember Kate. Please stand.
Gracious God, we thank you for your gift of government and for those willing to serve on its behalf. Grant your guidance and discernment to us as we attempt to serve you and your people. We ask your special blessings of health and healing for all who suffer injury or illness, especially our fellow council member, Will. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Item number 5, public comments. This time on the agenda is for any citizen to direct brief comments or questions to the city council. Time for public comments will be given when an agenda item is discussed. If you have a comment or question, please raise your hand to be recognized by the mayor. And after being recognized by the mayor, please give your name and address for the record and proceed with your comment or question. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Public comments tonight?
Came in today to introduce myself. When acting department.
Cool. Thanks a lot for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Any other public comments? I don't see any. Number 6, consideration for approval of consent agenda. A, approve the December 6, 2021 city council meeting minutes as printed. B, approve a grant of easement between PV 174 SL LLC and the city for the Dogwood Drive pedestrian path project, and to authorize the mayor and the city clerk to sign all necessary documents.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I would request that, or I would make a motion that we move the social media policy work session forward, since the primary driver of this is Will Montgomery and he is not present tonight.
Okay. Do we have a support for
A
that or a
support.
second? Okay. All in favor of moving item 7G to, the next city council meeting under work session, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Yep, so now we need a motion and support for the consent agenda.
Your Honor, I have a question about about B,
Okay,
prior to making a motion on this. I went by that property and it looks like there's an existing trail already. Do we have any previous agreements with this person or our organization for that trail that's already existing?
No, we could not find anything.
Is this a requirement by MDOT that we have to get the easement for that, or can we just go on previous?
Requirement by MDOT to have an easement for the bike path.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
okay, we have motion and support. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
I'm good, never mind. Yep.
all right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Number 7, new business. A, discussion and to take action if appropriate to adopt ordinance number 318, an ordinance to amend city code, chapter 154 zoning, article 4, special land uses, section 4.80, and article 9, district and district requirements, section 9.120, to allow and regulate accessory dwelling units in the LI1 zone district.
Your Honor, I'll move to adopt ordinance number 318, ordinance to amend city code charter 154 zoning article 4, special land uses section 4.80, and article 9, district and district requirements, section 9.120, to allow the regulate the accessory dwelling units in the LI-1 zone district.
We have a motion
Support.
and support.
Your Honor, I have a
Any
question.
further discussion?
Yes.
Yep, okay.
That ordinance, Article 9, Section 9.120, identifies special land uses for light industrial, LI1. It says it may contain large quantities, that is over 1,000 gallons of liquid or semi-liquid products and 500 pounds of dry products of explosive fuels or other materials potentially detrimental to surrounding uses and the overall environment unless properly stored and handled. These light industrial uses may be permitted subject to the provisions of this ordinance and after demonstration that all potential off-site impacts may be mitigated through appropriate design controls. So my question is, will these proposed mixed-use facilities, the light industrial and residential, be properly regulated and inspected to ensure that residents of that area, in that particularly, the mixed-use area where people could potentially be living above such hazardous materials, so that they're not exposed to danger or other problems from being so close to them. Without that assurance, without knowing that people won't be necessarily exposed to those kinds of hazards, I have a hard time supporting this.
Craig, did the planning committee look at all that in detail for the?
Yeah, the planning commission looked at it, and that's part of the ordinance that it has to comply with the building codes and everything else like that. And again, this will be a special land use, so they'll have to come in with a site plan showing exactly what is going to happen inside that building. It'll be reviewed by the planning commission and then brought to city council with a recommendation.
Okay, I understand that. But let's say 5-10 years down the road, we approve this today, they start building, next year. 5-10 years down the road, who's to say what's going on in there? and who is living above and around such hazardous materials. I'm just a little concerned about this mixed use of a storage space.
So this regulates the building so that the owner is, of the building is the one that works in the building as well. So it's owner occupied, it's a work-live arrangement. So whoever is living in there is also working in there, so they should be aware of what's, the hazards.
Well, and I think too, Bill, is, you know, in that LI one district, there's already residential homes there. So, which still has to fall under all our codes and regulations and everything else. So if somebody wants to tear down their home and all of a sudden they find all this hazardous materials, it would have to, you know, if they're gonna rebuild or remodel or whatever, it still has to pass all the building codes and ordinances and everything we have for safety and hazardous items, I would think. Right, Craig? You think?
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
That's just my concern. Thank you.
yeah. Any other discussion at all? Okay, we have a motion support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to B, discussion, take action if appropriate, approve a proposal from PM Blau to prepare a grant application to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Looks like there's a little parcel in Kitchell-Linquist Harter Junes Preserve that they would like to purchase 1.865 acres. And so it looks like PM Blau would like to do a grant application to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Yes.
Craig, just to clarify, what we're talking about is the yellow square
That's correct. It's a 1.8 acre parcel.
that's landlocked between Kitchell-Linquist Dune Preserve and City of Grand Haven property.
It's landlocked, but it has a 50-foot easement for access.
That's right. There's 50-foot easement down to North Shore.
That's correct.
Right.
Jerry?
Yeah, serving on the Kitchell-Linquist Hartger Dunes Preserve Committee, I'm kind of new to this, but from my understanding is this parcel to purchase for the city is crucial in completion of the Linquist Dunes Preserve. If we do not purchase this at this time, it could go to a private business owner, and it could be developed. We could end up with a development in the middle of our preserve. So I do find it crucial that we approve this grant application at this time.
Yep. And Rich, did they talk to about that before?
Oh,
when you
we've been
served on
round and
board?
round. I served on KLH Dune Preserve Board for 4 years, and it's been tossed around. Our big concern, of course, is that it's gonna get developed. It is in private ownership now.
Yep.
But the 50-foot easement is a wide swath, right across the dunes. And so, certainly the KLH Dune Preserve Board would certainly not like to see this happen. They wanna do the grant application because they can get it done.
Yep. Okay, so. Yep, need a motion.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd like to approve the grant application from PM Plow to propose the grant for the purchase of the parcel in the KHL Linquist Dune Preserve.
Okay, motion support. Any more discussion?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
Craig, in here is the $2,400 potential expense. Is that something that the Dunes Preserve Board is looking at picking up?
That's correct.
Okay, so it's not gonna be of any cost to the city.
That's correct.
It'll just be a pass-through.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
I was on the KLH board 6 years ago when I first came on council, and this was discussed very in-depth at that time. We talked about, trading land on the southern border of the, off of Berwick Street there, to the family, giving them some land down there of equitable value. We found nobody interested in developing it. Even though we got a 50-foot easement going across there, it was kind of be very costly to run power, electricity back there. And the one company that was interested in it, didn't pursue it, and the family was asking a lot, wasn't interested in going much below their asking price, which I was thinking was around, was it $750,000? Something like that at that time. Unless someone actually shows interest, I think we should just hold off spending any money on that partial unless the developer actually comes in and says we'd like to develop that property. If you're spending money now for a grant, has the family shown any more interest in purchasing that or selling that?
I guess interested in selling it, yes. No, they have not. You quoted it correct.
I question the need for spending the money right now.
The board has discussed this for a number of years, and it has always been a goal of the board to acquire that parcel just to make sure it doesn't get developed. If we do wait, a developer comes in to purchase that property through a grant process is going to take a period of time. Time you submit the grant application, wait to hear whether it's successful or not. The board is aware that they're going to probably have to come up with some kind of match. They're discussing probably doing some kind of fundraiser to do that. This is something that the board is willing to do, and so they can acquire that parcel.
It's just, to me, no, but it's
Not the city, will cost the board.
I just remember the discussions we had, and land that's out there is not really, it would be very, very, very costly to build out there. Extremely costly, because it is not flat land. It is back in the board really wants to spend the money and it's not going to cost the city, then that would be up to them. I'm just putting that out there, that we did discuss that, and it was rejected at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
Your Honor.
Yep.
Craig, is there any way that you could potentially give an explanation that possibly the situation has changed over the last 6 years with that piece of property to help the board come to a decision?
So it's always been a goal of the board the Kitcher Lake was Parker Dune Preserve Board to acquire that parcel. And we were spending some contact with the property owners, and there was not much discussion on moving forward to sell the property. Recently, about a year ago, another party got involved and made some contact with the family. They indicated their desire to sell that property, and we've contacted the person that was trying to acquire it and told them that the board would like a chance to put a grant application to acquire that parcel, and they're willing to wait for us.
Thank you.
Okay.
Alright.
Yep.
There's no guarantee that the grants could be successful, but we think we have a good shot at an acquisition to complete that parcel or that Dune Preserve.
Okay, any other further discussion? Okay, we have a motion, we have support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to C, discussion take action if appropriate to approve a proposal from Van Nord and Associates, Inc. to conduct an appraisal in anticipation of a grant application to the Michigan Department of Natural Resources. Information was in your packet. Craig, do you have an update on this?
So this would be the second piece of the grant application. We'll have to have an appraisal to submit to the trust fund showing the value of that property. What that value comes in at is going to be, up to the appraiser, but this company that does, we're hired or proposing, has done a number of projects for Ottawa County Parks and raising their land, so they know the process that has to be followed to apply for a trust grant.
Okay, and it looks like their fee is approximately $3,500. Now, would Kitchell Linquist Dunes pay for that, or the city?
The Dune Preserve would pay for this as well.
Okay. All right.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I move that we approve move to approve the proposal from Van Norden Associates to conduct an appraisal in anticipation of the grant application to the Michigan DNR.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to number D. Discussion take action if appropriate to approve a bid for a 2023 Peterbilt single axle cab and chassis straight truck, $101,919.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Craig, how does this fit into our motor vehicle purchasing schedule?
So this was something that was on the capital improvement plan to replace the 2011 truck.
Okay.
So that's how we started the process last year to replace it and have one for 2022. And with the supply chain issues, the truck got canceled. To reorder the truck for a 2023 model is another roughly $10,000. The vehicle fund is able to absorb that cost.
Okay. Yes.
Is the 2011, does that have to be replaced at this time?
It's on the capital improvement plan to replace the truck every 10 years. Right now, it's an international. It does have an issue every now and then. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we've had some issues with those international brands. That's why I think Matt really prefers the Peterbilt ones.
I'm curious if we could wait a year and see if the prices might change, because right now the prices I'm sure are high because of the supply. We could wait a year.
Probably could. Typically, though, the price does increase every year for a truck. The city council has already approved the parts or the equipment to outfit it for snow plowing. That equipment is ready, available for the truck once we get it.
Yeah, I hate to see it go up in price. So, okay. Anybody want to give a motion?
Your Honor.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead, Jerry.
What we're looking for here is a motion of the 91,999 plus now the 9,920, which is additional,
Yep.
correct? which is a total of, 100,649. That,
101,919.
no,
It's for the chassis, right, correct?
Yep.
all right, well, at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the, purchase of this Peterbilt, truck for 101,909, was it? 919.
Support.
Okay, motion and support. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carried. Moving on. Letter E. Discussion, take action if appropriate to cancel the Monday, January 3rd, 2022 City Council meeting. Looks like Craig doesn't have anything on the agenda at this time.
Your Honor, I move that we cancel the January 3rd, 2022 city.
Support.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay. Letter F, work session, 2022 City Council goals. Okay, so every year we put, I think there's 7 city goals that we list on our website. I submitted a few, Bill submitted a few, and then there was one other. Was there more in here?
Spreadsheet is one that has all the goals listed on one piece of paper.
Oh. What did I do with it? It's in here somewhere. There it is. Okay, let's take a look here. All right, so we have number 1, balanced budget. Number 2, city infrastructure. 3, economic development, growth and retention. Number 4, ADA universal inclusive to city hall, parks, DPW, fire barn. 5, regional transportation. 6, Sims Bridge, extra funding for pedestrian and bike path fisherman's platform. 7, collaboration with other municipalities. 8, city branding. 9, kayak launch in the city. 10, promote and inform residents of the Fairiesburg Nature Preserve. 11, improve communication with city residents. 12, foster involvement in city government by the residents. 13, improve access to Fairiesburg Nature Preserve. 14, create welcome packet for new residents. 15, procure funding for Smith's Bridge bicycle and pedestrian path. 16, develop central downtown business district. So you guys got more ideas to add to the goals?
Looks like 6 and 15 are probably along the same line.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
they could be. And also, as looking at this number, where is it? I lost it. Oh, the last one, downtown. That could easily be part of number 3. Economic development, growth, and retention.
3 and 16
3
could
and
be
16
combined
could be
together.
combined, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like the welcome packet that we had 173 new homes built this, or new, not built, but new residents this year. A lot of new people moving in.
Okay.
And a lot of them with children.
Is there a welcome wagon in
There's not.
Ferrysburg or Spring Lake?
I was part of it for years. And then we merged and became the Tri-City Women's Group, and we did that. But when COVID hit, we kind of just went away.
I got a question on the regional transportation, what that is, that pertains to.
Yeah, I just threw that in there. I mean, there's still ongoing talks with Harbor Transit, the Mats in Muskegon. They're, trying to collaborate for transportation from Muskegon all the way down to Holland. I guess there's some preliminary agreements already where Mats is meeting at, let me try to think where it is, Hackley at the Lakes, Honolulu and Harvey. And then Harbor Transit's going up there. And then they're bringing them down as far as, I think, West Olive maybe is the boundary. So I don't know beyond that. I just put it in there just thinking, well, maybe it's something to discuss or talk about. Not sure if it would be a good goal or not, but it's always ongoing with the Harbor Transit, and I know the Mats and a little bit with the MPO, they talk about a little bit of the regional transportation too. That's a good question, but there's several good options. The question is, well, how much would it be? Does it have to be all ADA, handicap accessible, universal, acceptable? Probably. So, but yeah, I mean, there's at the end of Doric, right on, Spring Lake over there by Smith's Bayou. There's William Ferry Park, maybe, sorta. Grand River, maybe not. There's always, a couple other options probably. So we just don't have one technically in the city. So thought maybe that would be something to think about and talk about.
That is very popular.
I think that's an easy goal to accomplish too, that would benefit the citizens, even the end of Fifth Street there where we let the barges park.
Oh yeah,
That would be a
on
good
the Fifth
spot,
too.
yeah. So there's plenty of options. I agree with the work, with the welcome packets too. That's another, easy goal to accomplish, and it's benefits the citizens as well, especially the newcomers. Lets them know what we're all about here in Fairiesburg, and advertises our parks and our businesses a little bit, and I'm sure they get all gifts or
Kind of goes along, you can kind of combine 11, 12, and 14, that's all. Communications and fostering good relationships with the residents.
Yeah, I think so. And number 10 and 14 go together basically too. So number 10 and 10 and 13, I mean. Fairiesburg Nature Preserve. I mean, we have that park, and I've been, a lot of comments from other people. They don't even know where it is, how to get to it, where do you park. So I think, probably, I think that came up under the rec committee too, how to help promote. I mean, there's a couple signs at the church parking lot in the gravel section that says Fairiesburg Nature Preserve parking, because of course there's no street parking, and there's 2 parking spots right on Chief and Mohawk area. And you can access the park by Mike Herman Field, but there's no parking. So you can't park in the street. So the question is, how do you get to it? But I think that's something that, I mean, it's another park, and if, you know, we want our residents to be aware of it, let them know where it's at and how to access it, and it's a cool little park, so. About 40 acres worth, so. So we usually do 7 goals or so, so if we have to narrow them down, do you think that's a good amount, Craig, or does it matter?
With what you guys combined, you
Where's
you would
our,
have 11 goals to choose from. And that might be something that's workable. Some of these goals we might be able to take care of, you know, rather just without a lot of in-depth work on it. So
Yeah,
if we put down 11 goals and you guys will be able to rank those and prioritize them,
okay.
does that work for you?
Craig,
Yes.
is our budget balanced now?
Yes.
Okay, so do we really need that as a goal? Well, yeah, I mean, sure, I get that, but if it's balanced already,
So, yeah, sort of ongoing. I mean, I don't know. We always,
It's always been number one.
yeah,
All right, just
financial
asking.
sustainability,
And
balance
then,
budget, yeah.
Scott, number 2, city infrastructure. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, that, I mean, for the roads, it's mainly for street improvements, which at least we, you know, the residents passed the street improvement fund, so now we have that, but that's always, you know, a big one for the residents. It's a big, you know, they're the ones that really, you know, want to make sure that they have, you know, streets that are, you know, good working condition, and that we're replacing them fast as we can. So it's usually kind of a pretty popular one to have on the goals, because it's a really ongoing.
Your Honor, to add to that, drainage is a big issue,
Oh.
and I think that falls under city
Yep.
infrastructure as well.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Drainage.
A
Yep.
lot of issues with drainage.
You're
As well as
correct.
underground utilities.
Oh, yep. Underground utilities.
It's always a big expense.
Yep.
It comes out of the fund, but
Yeah, so yeah, Craig, can we put that drainage, underground utilities included in city infrastructure?
Can do that.
So we got, 11, so if we got balanced budget, city infrastructure, that's 2, economic development, that's 3, ADA, universal inclusive, that's 4, regional, 5, Smiths Bridge, 6, yep.
I'm wondering if we could move number 5 down and maybe move up some of the others that we were talking about, the welcome packets from 14
Yeah.
to 5.
well,
Well, what, yeah,
Or,
what we're doing is just getting 11 of them, and then Craig or Jesse will send us the 11,
Okay.
and then we're gonna have a ranking system. And then we'll rank them from 1 to 10 if we want 10. Maybe we don't want all 11. Maybe we want only 8,
Your Honor,
so.
could we potentially combine number 10 and number 13? They both are
Yes.
relate to Ferrysburg.
Oh, yeah,
Reserve,
yep,
okay?
yep, those go
And-
together,
And then
correct.
secondly, number 11 and number 12. Improving communication with residents, and then also
Yeah.
fostering involvement with
Yep,
city
those are,
government with
yep,
residents.
those go together,
Okay,
yep.
And 14. That would give us 11 goals.
Yeah,
And just for the new members, this isn't necessarily stuff that we have to do, it's just something that's what we consider important.
help
And we-
guide us.
To
Yeah.
help guide us on,
Yeah.
like the balanced budget.
Yeah.
Everything we do, when we spend money, we wanna remember, we wanna keep a balanced budget. We want, like we do have a schedule for our infrastructure, our replacement of the roads and the sewers and that stuff. It's not necessarily something we have to do right now, we just want to keep in mind that's important for the city, and that's what we wanna keep our focus on. So, I would go with the 11 we got and just rank them from 1 to 11 on, and come back.
Yeah, let's rank
Agreed.
them, and then we'll have, I don't know, a couple days. Jesse will send them out to us, and then we can get them in by the end of the month or whatever. But then the next council meeting will be January 17th, and then we can adopt those. We can put them on as a agenda item to adopt the 2022 goals. So yeah, sounds good. Okay, let's move on. 8, public comments. You guys rock. Okay, number 9, report, city manager,
No report?
city council members. Let's start down there, Mr. Bill.
The Economic Development Task Force is not meeting this month. We decided to take December off because it's such a busy month. But we can report that one of our goals is to present a list of goals for 2023. We're not to the point yet to present. I wanted to be able to bring something for this session, but the chairman doesn't feel we're in that position yet to present current goals. As a mission statement, we are seeking ways to actively engage the business community to foster awareness of growth and development opportunities. So that does kind of fit in with one of the goals that we've already talked about in the previous item about economic development, growth, and retention. So it's a kind of a slow process, but we're getting there.
Okay. Rich?
No report.
Okay. Tim?
The board review met this last week, and we discussed just to do some year-end paperwork. Pointed out that this was a very good sales year for housing in the city, which is very encouraging. That people are choosing to come here because we're doing something right. We just got to keep up the good work, and just wish everybody Merry Christmas. End report.
Okay. Jerry?
Just want to wish everybody happy holidays, and that's it, and a report.
Okay. Deborah?
No report. I just want to wish everybody a nice holiday.
Okay. Let's see what I have. It was part of a 3-person judge for the holiday decoration light contest. There was 8 houses and 8 winners. So everybody was a winner.
Wonderful.
But we did give the top 3 bigger prizes. There's first place, second place, third place, and then there was 5 runner-ups. So we'll distribute those prizes, and we had local businesses that donated for the gifts. Lepinks, I think Greek Tony's Pizza. Who are the other ones, Craig? That was at Lepinks and Greek Tony's Pizza. So want to thank those businesses for contributing the prizes. Want to wish everybody a safe and healthy holiday seasons. Anything else? Move to adjourn. Not bad, not bad, not bad. There's a lot of football on, so we got.
Yes, there is. 2 games.